Hi everyone. So the coding is like let's remove a character from one string that matches the other string. So for example, that we have given one string called coding hack. Other string is hide. So whatever the character that we found it in this input character, okay, that character we have to remove it from the str. Okay, so for that what we have to do? So first of all, what we have to do is like we have to find it out. Okay, the number of occurrence, or we have to mark it out whichever all the characters that we have it here in this input string array. This is a step first, that we have to find it out which are which are all characters there in this input array. That array we have considered it as a visited array. Visited array, it means in a visited array we have to mark them which are all the characters is present in input string, and that string needs to be compared. That is that okay, let's suppose it here. Here what I did is that I have created one visit. Okay, visit array dynamically I am creating it. Okay, dynamically I am creating as a boolean array. Okay, where we are storing the maximum 256 character with the size of here. Oh, should be the bull. Okay, with the size of bull. Okay, now here we are doing some kind of a checksum, and for each input array of length, suppose we have it here 4. So for the 4, I mean from 0 to 3 times, what we are going to do it here, see it very carefully. We are going to mark it. We are going to array in the array of boolean input of I. What's the input of I means? Input of 0 is the M. So whatever the corresponding value here, basically it's integer replacement. Here basically what it is doing, like suppose it's doing like this array of M. So whatever the corresponding integer value of M, okay, suppose I consider it as a. So for the integer value of small a is 97. So it's going to replace this value as a visit 97th index. In the same way, for the m, we are going to replace with the character m in ASCII value. Whatever the ASCII value is assigned with the m, it's going to replace with that index number. And that index value, I'm going to put it as I'm going to make it as a true. So that, so by doing this, what we are doing exactly, so by writing this statement, we are making that index as a true. Making this index as a true, basically we are doing it as a saying that we have already visited this character. Okay, we already have this character. That's what we are doing it here by making it as a true. That we have that we have a character m, we have a, s, and k. It's a kind of a marking that we have this value stored in the array. And in next step, what we have to do, whatever the array, sorry, whatever the character that we have it stored in this boolean array, okay, that character we have to remove it from this parent array. From this array we have to remove all these characters. Okay, let's see how we will do it. So basically how we will do it, that here in this array what we have, all the characters which is present in this array. So we are going to apply one loop here from 0 to str of l, length of this. And what we are going to do it here, we are just checking it that this particular character, whatever it is in stri is g. Suppose that g should not be present in this. That's what it is. That's what the requirement is. That's what the end goal here is, that g should not be present in this input array. Okay, if it's present, so you have to delete that in the sense, what we can do for deletion operation in the sense, we are just going to skip that part. We are not going to store it. If that character is present in here, like suppose for example s is present in here, what we will do, we will run a loop. We will going to check that this value should not be stored in this, should not store in this array. Should not store in the sense, corresponding index value should be 0, because if that character is present in here, in this input array, that index value is going to write the true. So for not to store in this, it should be like a false as a marking that this array is not stored. So I'm going to make it, if that is false, I'm going to store the corresponding character value in a new index starting from 0. Okay, so for G it's not present, I'm going to copy G in the 0th index. For E it's not present, going to copy it in 1 index. Second, third, coming at the third, what I can see that this third character is present in this boolean array. Why? Because for this mask I have made this as a true. For the mask, for this input array index, I have make it as a true. So in this visit boolean array, we have we have the true value at index of character k. We have a true value at index of character s. So when it comes to kth index, it is going to see if it's false. No, it's not false, it's a true. If it's a true, I'm going to skip that. I'm going to not copy that in a new array. Okay, so end result, what it will come into this array, end result, the array whatever it will come, okay, it will be the array which does not have these characters. And at the end, this step is very important, because if you don't do it, then you will get some, you will get some uh, because that's a null terminated string, so you couldn't get any values. Undefined value you can get it. So this step is very much important. So you have to terminate that, a string with the null. Okay, after filling all this data, you have to terminate this step. Please don't forget this to write this step. After giving this step, you can write this step by saying, okay, this is done. That's what it is for you. Thanks.